Good morning. It is it's the latter half of March now. Here in Freshwater Bay, just going to do a little road trip along the military road. This is the Isle of Wight, of course. What are they flying through? Two shell duck. Very nice. You won't have seen those, of course. Ah dear. What a lovely morning. I was hoping it was going to be warm and sunny. Certainly warm, or certainly mild anyway. But no sign of any sun, unfortunately. So yes, this is Freshwater Bay. Let's wander east along the military road now, I think. A stone chat sat on the bit of bramble over there. Not a bad view from here, just on the east side of Freshwater Bay. There's a chalky downland leading up to Tennyson Monument and West High Down, that kind of area, looking west now, towards the Needles direction. Looking east now towards Compton Farm and Blackgang up there on the northern side of the farm. Northern edge of the military road, that's the way to put it. Footpath is closed going in that direction, unfortunately, because as in the cliff top footpath, because there's a big cracks have appeared at the edge of the road on top of the cliffs, so can't really walk that way. Not that we're going that way, so it doesn't matter. Basically all owned by the National Trust. Down at Compton Grange now. There's the Needles and West High Down in the distance on the left. And then Blackgang and Freshwater Down and this bit inland, Compton Grange. And the shiftable toilet block, which I think is on, well, it's basically, it can be moved away from the eroding cliff line. National Trust owned. And the Compton Bay car park. Very nice. Let's have a quick look over the road at the National Trust, kind of rewilding sort of area. They essentially purchased what was an arable farm. There's quite a lot of erosion coming from the arable, so the National Trust basically has reverted the arable back to pasture with no inputs in it, so no fertilisers or chemicals of any kind. So it's kind of a form of rewilding. They've got cattle, belted Galloway as well, it's a bit grazing on here now. And they didn't seed it as far as I know. I think it's just allowed to the sward was allowed to develop from the seed bank. And it's created this really nice sandy grassland, which eventually will develop as kind of acid, I suppose, acidy neutral grassland. And it stopped all that soil erosion, all that soil loss. And hopefully eventually the some bramble will begin to emerge from within the fields. Got these relictual kind of brambly hedges and field margins, and these will begin to spread out. They've already begun to spread out, to be honest. And you'll have kind of a mosaic of shrubby grassland, which will be brilliant for all manner of species. Can't see any bramble emerging in the grassland yet. Might be a very slow process. I think gorse will probably appear as well. Have to speak to the National Trust, find out what their monitoring is telling them about how this is developing. So I can see two of the cattle in the distance. There's a third one, so I can see three. Don't know how many there are on here in total. If it was only three, I'd be happy with that. Too much grazing and the habitat won't develop. But if there's three on there, that's a good number. There's another one, there's number 4. And they're along the hedge line, so I can't really see them from here. But I can certainly see 4. Right, let's go on to the next spot, I think. Here we are at a very blustery Wight chime. Chiff chaffs calling like mad in there. Let's go and have a quick look at the coast. 2 Canada geese flying over. I love spring. It's a bit blowy though. It's been a really warm few days. But now the temperature's dropped off and there's rain is due, I think, later today, so we're okay for the day, I think. Should be able to get some footage from Ventnor, hopefully. The rain stays off. Raven nest is still along here in the cliff face. Lovely gorse in flower, yellow flowers of gorse. Very nice. Not very long, which is why I'm moving quite fast. I've not there's a big gap between Compton and here. We'll do a fuller video of the military road at some point. No sign of the raven nest this year. That's a shame. quite a chilly breeze actually. Oh, there's the raven's nest. It's just not in use. There's nothing in there this year. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of centres of the image now. I'll try and zoom in when I edit this if I remember, which I probably won't. So that is whale chine. Steep valley along the coastline. Got a few chines along here, a few of these deep valleys. Whoa, that is a cold breeze. Looking east, now swing around, looking south, and now we're looking west along the southwest coastline of the island towards the Needles. Right, I'm getting back to the car. I'm going to head to Ventnor, I think. Might have a quick look at the Blackgang watch points, not sure. And here we are now at Blackgang watch point. It's the old blackthorn just coming into flower here. Let's go up along this way a little bit, get a better view. It's going to be very windy up here, so I'm not going to hang around. So I'm going to have to do some work on the car, I think. So the bed is being held up by the few remaining books I have. So I'm using the books as legs, propping up a bit of plywood donated by Oz, which is very kind of him, and then a really comfortable mattress on top of that. I probably need to build some proper legs and get rid of the books, so I've got a bit more storage underneath where the bed is. So basically the passenger seat area where the passenger seat would have been is my storage, where the bed is now over it, kind of forming a bridge over that well area where the passenger seat used to be. I'll have to do a car build video soon. But yeah, that's one of my jobs. That's why I don't want it to rain really. And here we are, Blackgang. Gore Cliff over that side. Going around towards St Cath's. I'm not going to walk around there because it's really windy. Next time. And now looking west again, down towards, well, along the military road where we just come. Blackgang Chine Amusement Arcade, if you can call it amusing. Ah, humbug. Oh, that's chilly. Right, let's head to Ventnor, I think. So I hope you're enjoying this video about Ventnor and the Undercliff. If so, then don't forget there are 2 books that I've written. One, Bird Watching Around Ventnor, creatively named, and the second one is Wildlife Watching Around Ventnor. Just short books about the local area that are the subject of this video. Available on Amazon. I'll put a link below for this video, and you can also order it from the library, and it's available in all major bookshops, both of these little booklets, and in a few shops along the Esplanade, like the Longshoremen's Museum and Lady Scarlett's Tea Room as well. But yeah, I'll put a link to the description if you want a slightly deeper dive into the Isle of Wight Undercliff. Then these 2 little booklets might be of interest to you. Just go onto Amazon otherwise and just search for Steve Jones and Ventnor and you should find them.